Hello everyone, thanks for taking the time to stop by and learn a little bit about geology and video games. Today we'll be talking about Monster Hunter World, and more specifically, a zone within the game called the Elder's Recess. The reason I chose this specific zone within the game is due to its unique geological structures and the nodes scattered about. Just by taking a quick look around the zone, you could tell that the developers, or at least the design artists, clearly took some inspiration from real-life geological phenomena. Our first topic of interest are columnar cooling joints, the structures that result from the cooling of either lava from an exposed surface of a lava lake, a flood basalt flow, or igneous intrusion. They typically split a rock body into long prisms or columns that are typically hexagonal. The columns may form sets. Straight, regular columns are called colonnade. Irregular, fractured columns are called entablature. The entablature that we see in the game probably came in contact with water at some point, covering the fresh lava. Water likely would have seeped down into the cracks of the cooling lava and then caused rapid cooling from the surface downward. Even though we don't see it in the zone today, this means that water was likely present at some point during the formation of these cooling joints. While the large towering features in the zone may seem unrealistic to some, in reality they are not. Real-life examples of such phenomena can be found all over the world. The Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland, the Alcantara Gorge in Sicily, and the Devil's Tower in the United States are all examples of columnar jointing. While you may associate these features with unnatural environments and dangerous domains in fiction, they are very much a part of the natural world. Next up, we'll be discussing the most visually striking aspect of the zone, the abundant giant crystal formations. You may think that these are larger than life, but this isn't the case either. Huge crystals like these do in fact exist in our world, although not so much on the surface of the planet. You see, huge crystals like the ones that we see in the Elder's Recess require very specific conditions to form. In the Mexican state of Chihuahua, the Nica mine is home to some of the largest natural crystals ever found. While mining for lead, zinc, and silver, miners discovered extremely large selenite crystals. Selenite is a particular crystallized form of gypsum. These selenite structures have grown as large as 1.2 meters or 4 feet in diameter and then 15 meters or 50 feet long. So large crystals that you can literally walk on as a bridge aren't so fictitious after all. However, reaching that scale of size in surface to near surface conditions are not possible. So doing a comparison between the game and real life, distinguishing whether or not these crystals in the game are actually selenite depends on a number of properties. The biggest clue that we have to work with is the crystal structure. While we are unable to determine whether or not the developers intended to stick to one crystal structure and then be geologically accurate, gypsum or selenite have a monoclinic crystal structure. This means that they form a rectangular prism with a parallelogram as its base, and this isn't too far from what we see in the game. The biggest problem though is the reflectiveness of the crystal itself, and it's almost like they have a metallic to submetallic luster to them with an almost bluish hue, which is not like selenite at all. At that point, more similar to something like titanium coated quartz than the pearly luster of a selenite crystal. And selenite is most often transparent and colorless, if not also striated. This could also be just an effect of the lighting system in the game. So it's entirely possible that the art team merely just took inspiration from the selenite caves in Mexico and then decided to make them what they thought would be more visually appealing or easier to produce. For our next topic, we move on to the two major mining nodes found in the zone. Here we would find deposits of Beryl and Amber. Amber, a fossilized type of tree resin, results from the high pressures and temperatures produced by overlying sediment, transforming the tree resin into amber as we know it. Sustained heat and pressure drives off terpenes, a large group of organic compounds, and results in the formation of amber. Beryl, on the other hand, forms in pegmatites and certain metamorphic stones. The processes that form both of these minerals are not related at all, so finding them in abundance together in the natural world is not really possible. Furthermore, Beryl in the game is depicted as giant round nodes with trilobites, which is a group of extinct marine arthropods, inside Beryl. This is not possible. There are no examples of trilobites found encased in Beryl in real life, so given the formation of Beryl, it's impossible for this ever to occur. For Amber, it is entirely possible, with numerous real-life samples available to verify this. Beryl itself is not round at all. Referring back to the crystal structure of minerals, Beryl is part of the hexagonal crystal system, so round minerals aren't exactly hexagonal, and Beryl would never look like that, even if rough and massive. Massive as in the crystal habit name used for masses of crystals that have no distinct geometry. Overall, the geology in the game, although larger than life in some ways and unexpectedly realistic in others, is surprisingly considerate of the real-life rules and mechanisms that govern geology in the natural world. Not many games take the time to get the inspiration from natural wonders of the world like Monster Hunter World. From biology to geology, just the artistic vision of the game makes it worthwhile to just wander around and collect materials, or kill giant man-eating monsters that terrorize you. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you learned something new about geology that you didn't know before, or you just didn't realize while traveling the world of Monster Hunter World. If you liked the video, feel free to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. Peace.